Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today I wanted to showcase some Vayne Jats. Now, I do think Vayne Zed might be slightly better than Vayne Jats, but one thing that Vayne Jats has going for it compared to Zed is that the Jats version is a lot better into Seraphine Ezreal decks. So obviously Seraphine has become one of the most popular champions in this expansion. You kind of see her all the time in rank. So if your goal is to kind of beat the Seraphine decks, then this version of Vayne Jats could actually get you there. In addition to that, we actually have this version is tagged with the addition of double repose and even one Demacian Tailstones that can give us access to Prismatic Barrier, the 10 of Demacia, to actually beat other Vayne decks, right? So not only are we doing better, not only are we doing okay versus Ezreal Seraphine decks, but we're also doing good against like Vayne Rumble or other Vayne decks because we have repose to kind of punish the opponent attacking. And that's why I really think I like this deck list. So let's kind of go down through the whole thing and kind of go to some of the synergies that these two archetypes have. Now, I'm a really big fan of Triple Catch. Triple Catch, a lot of people I think are underrating it, but in this deck with this archetype and with how much equipment you can get because they're all weapon masters, Catch is a one mana spell that lets you equip that equipment, right? And in certain situations could be a +1/+1, which ends up being really good to be able to save our units. So I really like Catch just as a surprise factor. One Tailstones, we talked about it, it's kind of there for like the mirrors, but also sometimes you can go wide enough for Demacia, etc. Ripper, Fire Reaper of the Sand is there for the extra equipment and also just put some pressure early on into the game. You don't care about this thing dying because you have other units that can just auto equip the equipment from Fire, like the Wolf Dog and the Blood Curse Harpy, which both have a play effect that when you play them, you get to equip an equipment in your hand. So having those extra equipments ends up being really good from Fire and just more value to potentially get like a scout weapon or something like that. Elkin, really good card, right? It's a 1-drop with 2/2 tough because it's really easy for you to get any equipment there. Fish Fight, amazing with this deck. You don't actually care about unequipping your equipment, so you always get to have the second effect where you get to strike an ally with an equipped ally. And the reason you don't care about it is because you got a lot of auto equip. From Tumble to your Wolf Dog to your Harpy, you're able to auto equip the equipment right back to your hand. Hookmaster, amazing weapon master, probably the best one out of all of them with the 2 mana cost. Jats there for obviously allowing us to play the weapon masters, but also the Jats level up is pretty nice. And we don't care about actually discarding the Ladder Vitakia, right? So you can actually discard the Ladder Vitakia because if you get another Jats, he will create a second one when he gets summoned anyways. So the Ladder Vitakia ends up being a good target for your Parchment Hole or for your Harpy to give a quick attack and scout. Dark Ages, one of the best equipments in the whole game, gives you tough and gives you +1/+1. Very rarely do I actually end up playing Yoral, but the Dark Ages by itself probably ends up being better. Wolf Dog, I mentioned, this card costs 1 usually because you do have a lot of units that end up dying, and then you get to play and equip an equipment to it. So right away, this Wolf Dog is a 1 mana that comes down as like a 4/4 or a 2 or a 3/4, etc., depending on the equipment that you have in your hand. It's actually absolutely nuts. Remember that this also can synergize with Fire. If you attack with Fire and Fire dies, then you can go ahead and then summon the Wolf Dog because it's gonna cost 1 less. This only works obviously if you're like attacking in turn 2 or something. So just think about it that way. Vayne, heart and soul of this deck. The tumbles are so good with the equipments that we have. She was literally meant to go with Jats. This card is nuts in general with every Demacia deck. But yeah, don't be afraid to use the tumble even if it costs 3 mana because it's actually sometimes better with that fact that you can create more tumbles in your hand. So go ahead and just rip the tumbles whenever you can. Combat Cook, amazing card. Another weapon master is really good and lets our equipment become bigger. 1 rally just for certain edge cases where we want to put a lot more pressure on the opponent. 3 Parchment Hold so that we actually have some draw in this deck and we're not running out of resources really quickly because the Massive tends to lack a lot of draw. So that's why we have this here. And we get to actually summon an Ikatia Mirage anyways, right? So we get another unit out of it too. 2 Repose, I talked about it for the Demacia Mirrors. And then 3 Blood Curse Harpy. She is like MVP of this deck, especially against Seraphine decks or the slow decks because they cannot deal with the scout attack on this unit. And because she also stays alive if she has an equipment attached to it. Now, make sure to read the card correctly. She will fully heal when she has an equipment and the first time she will die, but she destroys the equipment For some reason, I thought the equipment went back into my hand, but that would have been absolutely busted. So sometimes, you know, just be careful about what equipment you put into the Harpy, because if the Harpy dies, you're not going to get that equipment back into your hand, right? So when that matters, if you want to, like, you know, destroying your Dark Ages could be bad in a lot of cases. So just be careful about what equipment you're destroying with that, because I made that misplay in this step, in this video actually once as well. But anyways, the deck is really, really good. One last thing I wanted to mention with Vayne, and you didn't know, the way that Scout and Tumble works is that if you have a unit with Scout, right, and it's the opponent's attack turn, if you play Tumble on the Scout unit, you get the Scout attack, which then gives you your regular attack token. So it's kind of ends up being like the Tumble ends up being like a rally. And that's why we don't care about having multiple Golden Ages, because we can have that combo with the Harpy, which already comes with Scout, put Tumble on her on the opponent's attack turn, and be able to kind of get a rally that way. Or you can just hide with a Scout weapon with one of your other weapon masters as well. That works just the same. So just keep that in mind. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the games coming up today. And if you do, remember to like the video and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. I'll see you at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. In this matchup, we're going against Ionia, Seraphine, Viktor, and then one of Karma. It should be a good matchup for us. The Harpy is so good, right? I don't hate keeping the Parchment whole. Like, I have to keep the Dark Ages, I think. But I feel like if I keep the Parchment whole, maybe that's a little bit too greedy. I think that might be a little bit too greedy. I think we keep this hand. The Harpy is just going to be so good. Okay, we got Vayne. That's even better. The Harpy is going to be so good in this matchup that I absolutely need to keep the Harpy. Question is if we go for Fire Red here. And I think we go for it. We get Scout. It's not bad. Scout is going to be useful later on. Right? Because we'll have the Tumble to be able to synergize with the Scout weapon. Giving us access to like pretty much a rally on the opponent's attack turn. So hitting the Scout right away is pretty big. Because there's going to be a lot of pressure. Opponent's not going to block with Petition. They rather just have that mana, right? They just rather discount their units. Completely fair. We play Hookmaster, we play Vayne. We'll have a Tumble in our hand. We can transfer over the Scout weapon and be able to actually get the Scout attack on the opponent's defensive turn on turn 4. And go like that. We could also just... No, I think we always save the Scout weapon to actually do it with the Tumble, right? We just go at Hookmaster. We want to just go more units here and just put a lot of... I was thinking if I just play like... I just play the Vayne and just go from there. This is putting more pressure than the Pot of Pain because it's a lot more damage, right? I don't think I need to actually worry about blocking just yet. I think I just want to put pressure so that the opponent has to deal with our units and they don't have enough time to stabilize, right? Opponent tapped out to just 3 mana, so they don't have a way to deal with Vayne here. Catch is pretty big. Catch is pretty big. So this is the problem that opponent's gonna have. The Scout weapon, it's really, really good. I wonder if I actually put on the Hookmaster, but then the Hookmaster will die to the Seraphine if she attacks the Scout. Do we actually attack with the Vayne? I don't think so, right? At 4 HP, this is a lot harder for them to remove than if she only had 3 HP. So I'm willing to do this here and see what the opponent does first. Gruesome Theater. Alright. I mean, I'm okay with that. I didn't check if that was created by Seraphine or not. So I'm okay with that because, again, we had the Tumble with the Scout weapon. So opponent needs to kill this girl right now. Yep, there you go. I said that this gets punished, right? So this gets punished by the catch. Because now she stays alive with 1 HP. So she still stays alive with 1 HP. The only downside here is that I probably don't want to use the Tumble right now. What if we actually play the Shepherd's Authority on her I guess we can go like this. Right? We can go like this instead of actually playing the Shepherd's Authority by itself. We can just attack like this. This gives us an additional 2 health. So it's nice because it lets us heal the Vayne. Taking 2 damage doesn't really matter here. So we get to heal the Vayne. We get to put the Aegis on her again if we wanted to. And just heal her more. Makes it so she's actually back to 4 health and tough. And there you go. Now the Vayne can now get removed. We can play the scout weapon on the Elkin. But the opponent, okay, so we can play the Elkin first. I mean, this thing is coming down with tough already. No, no, he has to see the ally getting equipped. So it doesn't come down with tough right away. He has to wait. So opponent needs to remove this right away. Because otherwise we play the scout on it. And we potentially level up Vayne. Okay, yeah. So now we go like this. So now we go like this. Opponent has no blockers for this Elkin. We get the scout attack. Boom. Vayne levels up. Wow. I'm attacking with Vayne too. I think she got enough value that I think attacking with both units. She also has tough, so not too scared of the damage that this cat is gonna do to her. She just goes up to 4. Okay, it doesn't even block. Okay, I was gonna say it doesn't even block the lane. Opponent's already at 6 HP. This is the type of pressure that I'm talking about. You have to have a second, right? You have to have a. Now you have to have another Wuju, or you need to have a twin, and that's literally using almost most of your cards just to kill Vayne, and we already have a Tumble. Okay, so maybe they have a Mystic then? No, Mystic doesn't even do it either. So they still need to have something that deals 3 to kill this Vayne. So what was the point of doing that Wuju style? So confused. Because what we can do here is that we can just tumble on the Elkin. Or we can just tumble on the Harpy too. Right? I think it's just better to just tumble on the Elkin. Force the opponent to have a recall. Yeah, they're gonna recall here. Or what? What else could they have? We definitely want to use this now because we get a 0 cost 1 next turn with Vayne. Oh, they just wanted to level up. They just wanted to level it up. Okay, but what does that do for you? Here's the thought. Do we play the Tumble? Opponent has the health pot, right? Is what I'm guessing they picked there. They wanted to just level up the Seraphine, so they have the health pot, so the opponent's gonna have 12 health. If we go Tumble on the Elkin right now, we get the Scout, but I think it's probably just the Harpy's better. If we go Tumble with the Elkin, we can play Hookmaster plus Combat Cook. While if we just go with the Harpy, we only have the Harpy and nothing else. But the Harpy's probably pushing more damage. Harpy's probably pushing a lot more damage because she has 7. So we tumble here. We can skip. Because the Harpy has Scout, it gets us our attack token. But it's gonna have to deny this, okay? Wow, they actually just got that denied with the Headscorn. With the Acorn, right? They brought it down to 3. Parchment Hold is not bad, so we can attack with both. Just get our Scout attack here. Opponent has 7 mana, has 3 cards, and they're gonna be also. They didn't use the health pot last turn because they had to use the deny, right? So they couldn't use the health pot because they had to use the deny. So this is really big because this unit doesn't die. We have the Parchment Hold to draw more. But we can also just go wide with the combat cooks. What if it's Yoral? What if it's just Yoral? Isn't it always just Yoral here? Let's start with the Hookmaster. See what the opponent does first. Let's go Pan of Pain. The impact is fine. That way opponent doesn't get a block with Seraphine. Because opponent only has 2 cards and only has 1 mana. So is it just Combat Kick then instead of your all? Now let's go here. That way opponent cannot play anything in response. And there we go. We just pull like this. That should be fine. Both of these are dealing 3 and the opponent's spells cost 2 more. And there we go. If you put pressure on this deck, that's why this Dad's Vayne deck is probably the best one to be able to beat the Seraphine deck, to be able to apply a lot of pressure because of Vayne, right? And that's also where we play Catch, because he can just punish things like that thermal that the opponent went for. The equipment also pseudo-healing us is pretty good as well, because it forces the opponent to have other stuff to actually be able to kill the Vayne. So GG's. In this matchup, we're gonna get Azir Irelia. Now, the good thing in this matchup, right, is do we play stuff like the Elkin, which gets tough. And tough can be really good at just blocking their Sand Soldiers. I don't think I can keep 2 of them though. I think I can only keep 1 because we don't have any unit to actually trigger it. If I had like another equipment, if I had like an equipment generator, like how we just got the Hookmaster, maybe. But because we didn't, I don't think I was supposed to do that. Now this hand is already looking very good because we can play the Hookmaster. We can give it tough as well, or we can just go for the fearsome. I like the tough. I think the tough is just gonna be so good against this deck, right? Like the tough is gonna be so good. Like opponent's just taking 5 here, and we're not even losing our units. The only downside, I guess, is where we don't have a way to kill Azir. We will have the Combat Cook and then the Fish Fight. But do we even play for that right now? Or do we just go for the Hookmaster? What's today's lesson? I think we just go for the Hookmasters. Scout? Scout is very good. Maybe not here, though. Maybe I think I like the Amulet better. I think I like the Amulet better. The Scout is good if I have Vayne. If I have Vayne, then the Scout is amazing. But I'm absolutely willing to trade with the Sparring Student. Like, I'm absolutely willing to go like this. Cool. Let's go for Combat Cook. Let's go for Combat Cook and just continue putting pressure on them. The only downside with that, I mean, we can just push 5. We can just push 5. Yeah, I think we can just push 5. Let's just push 5 here. Because I don't want this card to get buffed up this turn. We have access. Stomach Blade. Again, it's fine because we have access to Tough. Because we have access to Tough, this ends up being really fine, right? We can actually kill the Spanish student right now by doing the Fish Fight. By transferring the Amulet here. And then Fish Fight to kill it. Sometimes I always mess up the right choice here, so that's why I double check with the eye. So now opponent is down to no units. And we still have the rest of our board here that all have Tough with the Sand Soldiers. It's kind of funny. We have a second Fish Fight if we need to.
Every blade, every beat in its place.
What if it's just a barrier instead? How does the opponent beat this barrier? I don't think they don't. I don't think they do. We can also put the Darkening Ages on the Elnock, so that the opponent cannot actually attack into it. I guess I could have done the same thing with the Amulet actually. Yeah, the Amulet was better. The Amulet was better because we really had Tough on the Elnock. So we really had Tough on the Elnock. So the Amulet was 100% better. When opponent attacks, they're gonna get the Sand Soldier, which is still not enough. I don't think they have a way to beat the Combat Cook. I don't think I need to actually go for like that value like that. Now, okay, opponent could have access to the Defiant Dance here, but I still think we go for the Harpy. I still think we go for the Harpy and just go for the Fearsome. Or do we just commit for the fish fight and potentially have Telstones as backup? This is a... man, this messed me up a little bit, but that's okay. Because we have Scout. If we play the Harpy, we have 2 Scout units. If we play the Harpy, we have 2 Scout units. Including a big Harpy that the opponent has to deal with. If they have the Defiant Dance, they just recall the Harpy and then we're still in the same spot. I think it's better to just go like this. If anything, we can just play the Yoral.
Mind your form.
They gave me the Irelia. They actually gave me the Irelia. Let's force him to have the Defiant Dance. There it is.
Play a song of resistance.
We still block. I mean, they get the mana back. That's the only downside here. And they get the draw. But I think I'm good eating up the Defiant Dance instead of eating it in the Harpy, right? Because we still get to push this damage here. I guess opponent can block. I only take 3. Probably miss a Seer. We technically could just go Telstones to stop the Azir, right? Because we have the Detain. Where were you this whole time, girl? I was looking for you. We got the Vayne, and with the Vayne in the field, that should be game. Because we can actually get the Scout token this turn by playing the Scout and the Elf.
Shall we play for your dance?
Play us an anthem of Navori, or the verses.
Opponent's gonna just swap, right? Opponent's gonna try to swap. They get the value here. They get to swap. I wonder if it's actually Tumble. The problem, the thing with the opponent, the problem that the opponent has is that I'm not afraid because the opponent still doesn't have a Seer. So we're still assisting HP. Even with Irelia leveled up, as long as you don't have a Seer, and because we also kill the 2 sparing students, the Irelia swap is not really a threat. Now, opponent is getting an extra blade every single time, and this will level up Irelia. But if the opponent goes for this first, and then we have the Telstones with the Prismatic Barrier, Irelia could potentially just die. So what if we just pass here? If the opponent presses OK, I think we just pass. Lead and follow? So they just want to get the multiple flawless duets. So they're definitely just going to lose to the Prismatic Barrier. What if we just tumble now, though? Like, if we just tumble now, give this Scout. If opponent summons Irelia again, aren't they just losing the game? And then we have the fish fight to kill her, if anything? Like, can we just go like this? We get the attack token now because we get to put the Scout on the Elkin. And we have the fish fight to be able to actually kill Irelia. Like, the opponent's gonna have to nullify this. And now they don't get any value from the flawless duets. Well, that's not true, because they have to either, if they play the flawless duet, they cannot play Irelia. So if they play the flawless duet, they cannot play Irelia. If they play Irelia, then they lose the Irelia to the fish fight. And I still cannot play the flawless duet.
All in the shoulders.
And this doesn't matter because, you know, we just block forever. So this doesn't matter, like the double flawless duet doesn't matter because we literally just block forever. I still think keeping the fish fight is correct, although I probably want to transfer the Scout. I think probably transferring the Scout is better. With 4 mana, can they have anything? Because I want to be able to Scout attack next turn. Because we can Scout attack with the Elkin. Can also play the Harpy first. I think I like it like this. I think I like transferring the Scout weapon now. opponent at most can only do the flawless duets, which again, because the opponent doesn't have a seer, that's why, remember, I started this game telling you all how big of a deal it is that my units have tough, and that we play the Dark in ages. Like, the tough has literally stalled out all their damage, because my units are not taking any damage whatsoever. I don't need to even block with Vayne yet, right? Yeah, I think opponent just got stalled out. Obviously, the opponent had a seer for even the elimination. This would be a little bit different, but they didn't get either of them. We had another fish fight to kill the domination. The only thing we would have been able to deal with would have been a seer, so yeah. In this matchup, we're going against Rumble Vayne. So Rumble Vayne is not a bad matchup for us because we have access to Repose in our deck, which is really, really nice. The fish fight, I don't hate it, right? It's a good way to kill the Vayne. However, I feel like I need to really hard mulligan for that Repose. So maybe we actually go full in. Maybe we actually go full in. We don't get the Repose. We do get Vayne though. Yeah, I think I needed the Repose. We played 2 of them. So maybe there's a chance. Let's go ahead and just play Gats. Which is a little bit more damage. We still have to catch for the Gats anyways. Gets punished by a challenger like the opponent just drew right here. But I don't care about losing the equipment because he just gives me an equipment to pass on to Vayne later.
Finally, know what rune weaving is.
I don't think it's time for catch. I think we just play the Vayne. We play the Vayne here. We play the combat cook. My concern is Rumble. Not having the Repose or the Prismatic Barrier that we play makes it so that Rumble can be really problematic. Now, I could present a lot of damage here. Like, this quick attack is really nice. It's just pushing so much damage. Well, the Pot of Pain kind of pushes the same, but the quick attack keeps our unit alive. Right, so the quick attack keeps our unit alive and lets me just tumble them every time that I want. We can transfer the catch. If the opponent plays Rumble, I guess Rumble has 4 HP, so that's not true.
Here comes a new challenger.
Yeah, that's not true. We can't play like that.
Come on, baby.
I'm unwilling to sacrifice this. Opponent has access to 3 mana, so they could easily have access to their own stuff. No, I don't think it's correct. I think we just take it slow.
He can take it. Maybe.
Because of the Willing Death. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what we wanted to take it a little bit slow. Because they could just Willing Death our Vayne instead. I guess maybe that was better though. Now we get now that well, the Rumble is not leveled up just yet. And we can transfer this to the Okay, so let's go here first, so that this card gets tough. We can tumble with the Vayne. Right, so we have a blocker here. Why don't we just rally instead? Well, yeah, why don't we just rally? If we rally, opponent... I guess opponent does still keep... Opponent still levels up the Rumble, by the way. Well, that's not true. We can transfer the Fix Them Upper. I just want to deny the opponent this attack. So we can transfer the Fix Them Upper with the catch anytime that we want. Which is going to deny the opponent the attack with the Rumble. With 1 mana, there's nothing that they can do here. The Barrier Assist was really strong against this deck. And we fortunately ended up getting 1. I think as long as we have mana for... The opponent didn't play around it. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for not playing around this, so now they get punished, now they lose the Rumble. Because we have 6 power. So that's 1 Rumble down. Now Rumble is leveled up now, so opponent have a second one in their hand. And they do get... wait, they don't get the Mecha Yodel, right? They don't get the Mecha Yodel, so that's not true. We can attack here, push 6. No reason to attack with the Elken, because the opponent's gonna have to block there eventually. We can play the Harpy, transfer over the Light with Katia. I allowing the Harpy to now have quick attack, and we also have tumble. So how are you beating this? I guess a second Rumble into a second Whirling Death is one of the outs that the opponent has. Otherwise, I mean, Vayne is going to level up anyways on the Scout plus regular attack.
These hands know me.
And so we go here. We have quick attack. Vayne levels up.
No more mud for me. No way.
And she also has quick attack, so I don't care about this.
Will be purged.
I guess attacking with this here doesn't make sense, by the way. Right? So attacking with this doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter because, again, I think opponent has no way that they can win it. Even if they get the favorable block on the 2-2, we still have a 0-cost tumble and continue getting 0-cost tumbles for the rest of the game. So GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Zed Vayne. There is some text that we have in our version of Zed Vayne that will allow us to actually do really well versus their deck. Mainly repose, and we have 2 repose, and we do play the double tailstones, right? I don't hate this whole hand. I think I'm gonna keep, I mean, honestly, the catch is not bad. I'm gonna keep the catch as well, right? I might need that extra buff sometimes to allow me to like block one of the opponent's units. I think having the buff in our hand is huge. Now we also have a Jax, so having access to the second Jax, I think also just kind of makes a big difference. Because this gives me access to the barrier. So let's just go ahead and just play the Jax. That way we have access to the barrier here if we need to. The only downside obviously is now the opponent has the fleet for the tracker, which is a little bit annoying. Cat can be... Okay, so the opponent's... Oh, I thought the opponent was gonna summon, like, get the actual thing. Is this worth doing the catch? I don't know if it is.
Without a sound.
I don't know if it's worth doing the catch. I think it's worth doing the Vayne. Because if we play Vayne, right? Opponent obviously... We can also just go here and play this Jazz Counter-Strike to still kill the Zed. So we can still play the Jazz Counter-Strike to kill the Zed. Please pull this. Please pull this. Okay, don't pull it. I wish they would have kept my Jax alive. I wanted them to pull this instead, but it doesn't make sense to, right? Oh wait, this only works on Jax, huh? This only works on Jax. So that's a whoopsie on my part. That's a bit of a whoopsie on my part. Completely forgot that only works on Jax. So the Zed is gonna level up. So it had to be the Vayne then? It had to be the Vayne because we had no way to stop the Jax. For some reason I thought this was a full barrier. We could just catch here then. We could just catch here and leave the second Jax for actually killing the Zed later. That lets us. I mean, I guess I don't want to play the dog when I actually don't have an equipment to attach to it. So I think we're gonna just go here. You know, we're gonna get more units that are gonna die over the game. So I think that's fine.
Catch and release only.
We can attack for 6 here, leave ourselves the value.
Come on, where's the competition?
Now we also have the fish fight. And again, the barrier could be really good. The fish fight lets us kill their units. Definitely need to play this Vayne, right? We need to play this Vayne to just put pressure. This is gonna be not far enough from leveling. Actually, we level up by doing the fish fight. But it's probably Vayne here first. As long as the opponent doesn't have another challenger to pull the... And as I say that, they do. I was gonna say, as long as they don't have another challenger to pull the Jax with, I think we're fine. I think let's go ahead and do the Vayne. Let's go ahead and do the Vayne.
I'll think about it.
Opponent's gonna try to what? Kill the Jax with the Broadwind. Needs to just open with the Zed right away then. Because they can't kill the Vayne. So that doesn't work. That doesn't work with the copy. Because the copy dies right away on the first strike. So we can just go here then.
You're gonna want to watch
keep our Jats alive. That way Jats levels up. Because the problem with double attack is that he still dies right away on the first strike that he does. So as long as we block the Zed, we're okay. Now we can actually fish fight the Zed as well, which is pretty nice. So I think I'd rather go here and then fish fight the dog because I want to keep the overwhelm on this Jats. We could also just tumble instead. Maybe tumble is actually better. Opponent only has 1 mana. We got another tumble at our turn anyways. And this is gonna push 7 damage. Yeah, actually the tumble is probably better. We get to attack. So we have the overwhelm. This is pushing 7. We open attack again, and the opponent's gonna have to sacrifice their Zed anyways. And we still get another tumble with Vayne. So the reason that I need to open attack is to play around Golden Ages. So we want to play around Golden Ages by open attacking right away. Forcing the opponent to have something else, and they don't, so we win the game. A little bit of a misplay. I forgot that Jat's spell only works for Jats, right? So it's kind of like Evelyn's spell only working for Evelyn. So I thought I had a barrier when I didn't. But opponent, I think, tapped out of mana too quickly by doing the Fury of the Fist when it doesn't work on the Zed copy because it's ephemeral. So it still only gets to strike 1 anyways. So it ended up working out for us, so GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Quacko playing Seraphine, Ezreal, Noxus. This is probably the one Vayne deck that does well versus that deck, so we might be slightly okay. But I need to put a lot of aggression early. So I think I want to get like the Harpy and stuff like that. I like the Pirate. Although the Pirate synergizes really well with the Wolf Dog. So maybe it's not correct, but I think I like the Pirates to just push some damage. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's very good card. The Tough is also really good though. I'm gonna go for the combat wheel. I don't mind having the extra mana here. Right, so that we can have catch for the Jats. Both 2 dogs. Ah, this is so risky. That pass is so risky by us. Let's play the Jats. If the opponent can kill the Jats, I mean, we get to play the Watchful Dog for 1 mana, which is not bad. So we can play catch, give it Dark Ages. This buff this up to 3 health, as well as give it tough. Okay, so yeah, if the opponent goes for exactly Aftershock, we can catch. Pass on this to it. This was the tough. And if the opponent has a block on top of it, we can play the Watchful Dog. What we can also do is actually do the combat reel. And because Jats usually has 2 HP, it means that it's actually... Oh, it's not going to be healed just yet. It's going to be healed next turn. Yeah, if you have Flock, you have Flock. That's okay with me. You were always going to kill it anyways. We do lose 1 mana, unfortunately, because we thought we were going to get healed there, but that's okay. Then we just go here. We get the mana back as well as push 4 damage. But our hand is completely out of gas now. We're completely out of gas now. Unfortunately. I mean, these ducks are going to put a lot of pressure. I just don't know if that's actually enough. Her
songs just make you feel like you can do anything.
Right? We're going to need to get some draw. But it's still has 6 cards, and we really only have no cards anymore because we don't have any more units. The Harpy is usually what carries this matchup. But not getting the Harpy is a big deal. I like the Vayne here. Just have her at least get the attack token. So that she at least gets to see this attack. Right? We can tumble and pass over the Kata. Don't we just go here then? Don't we just pass on the Light of Icathia? That way she now has quick attack. And we can attack with Vayne through pressure. Unless the opponent drew like a freeze from here, then this should be good for us. We even get to refill another spell mana, which is actually going to matter a lot when we talk about Golden Ages and Repose later on. We get another Tumble next turn. Jax is leveled up. Gets the Blaze Edge. Okay. So we lose a unit. I'm transferring this over to Vayne. I think I prefer the quick attack, right? I think I certainly prefer the quick attack. I guess if we get the rally here first, we can do it. So what if we rally? Okay, perfect. So what if we rally and then tumble? Yeah, that's too much pressure because the Vayne is gonna level up now, and we go from there. Okay, so as much as awkward as our hand was, somehow we still managed to find the win there. So Vayne thinks, right? We only had to top deck the Vayne for us to actually be able to come back in that game. GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Viktor Seraphine. Freljord. So Freljord does have access to some like freezes and stuff and Troll Shan that could be really annoying. But this hand seems pretty nuts. I think if we can apply enough pressure, we're in a very good spot. I think the Aegis is probably the odd one out because we have the Vayne instead. So I think I'd rather just get more units. Fish fight is okay. Let's go for the Elkin and then go for the Hookmaster. That way the Elkin gets tough. And we also have 2 units, right, that can attack. The Fire just dies this turn, so it doesn't make sense. And we also get the Harpy. Alright, so... we also get the Scout. Wow. Huh. He's definitely the Scout. This Scout is way too good for us to pass off on. Because we can play it with the Tumble to actually get a full attack token on the opponent's attack turn, right? So now we have the Harpy and potentially another unit that both gonna have the Scout available to them. This card is a little bit scary, the fact that it's been reduced by so much. So I do need to be careful about that. It has to really hit twice. It has to really hit twice. Go ahead and get Seraphine. So we could just tumble here and get the Scout attack. That way we get to attack twice. I don't hate it. I think this is forcing stuff out of the opponent. This is forcing things out of the opponent, right? And the Scout attack allows you to potentially level up Vayne quicker than I would have otherwise. We still have Tough. But they got the cool Shan out of that, so they could get a pretty good unit to block this. Oh, they're just gonna stun? But the stun doesn't matter because we still have... So we can still do the Elkin. We also have the Fire. No reason to play for the Condemn. Right? Because we don't have any unit that can actually kill the Seraphine. So yeah, I think we just go all in for pressure. And that's literally one of the best ones we could have gotten. If we just go all in for pressure, so that if the opponent doesn't block, they're going down to 9.
Oh, you sound great.
They're gonna block with Seraphine, so now Seraphine is gonna be vulnerable to a Fish Fight or the Condemn. Either one. Because we get another Tumble, we can actually get the Scout attack right here, allowing us to be able to attack in the opponent's turn, and the opponent tapped their mana. Woo! So this is why Tumble is so good and why I said the Scout weapon was actually amazing. Because we can go like this. And now we have a full attack token again. And we're going to have enough mana to actually pay the Condemn. Vayne is also going to level up. And then goes for the Inner Beast. Allowing them to kill this unit. But that's too little too late.
The next act.
That's too little too late, right? We just play this, attack with everything, and have Condemn available to kill that Seraphine.
By my hand,
If the
I
opponent
will
doesn't
end
block
your
with
suffering.
Seraphine, that's okay. And we also now get a 0-cost tumble. Sorry, not a 0-cost tumble. Yeah, we get a 0-cost tumble next turn, and we have to Condemn this turn. Opponent decided to keep their Technician alive. Let's go ahead and kill this Seraphine. Don't want to have to deal with her. We can play the Cursed Harpy, allowing us the Scout attack, and then still have mana for the Tumble, because the Tumble costs 0. It's just the Shepherd's Authority, right? This is pushing the most damage. Yeah, it's just the Shepherd's Authority. This is a 9. That is a 9 sets that the opponent has to deal with. Yep. That's the reason that we killed the Seraphine last turn, because of the Sunsphere. Because otherwise Seraphine will be, I guess he's still pretty far from leveling up, but there was a chance that she could have leveled up and just put so much pressure. Against the Seraphine decks, they really cannot do anything when you get Vayne, because you just put so much pressure on them, and hard rolling the Scout attack made the game like 100% easier than it would have been otherwise. Because look how much value we got from the Scout attack, right? We got the full attack token last turn. We got to level up Vayne in like 2 turns because you guys to see a Scout twice. So, yeah, GG's. In this matchup, we're going against Liv playing Rumble Vayne. Liv is a really good player. He's, I believe he's worst qualified. The repose is nuts. The repose is actually nuts. Lets me block the Rumble, right? Wow, that's actually such a good draw. The repose is such a good start in this game. We can play the Fire. That way we have the equipment to be able to put the dog, right? To be able to give it to the dog later. Let's push damage. Let's push damage here. I think it's gonna be a race. So I think this is gonna be a race. So I think I'd rather go like this.
Reaper will return.
If I'm gonna let this one cost 2 less. Whoa, I forgot about that. I honestly forgot about this dog costing 2 less. That's a synergy with the Fire that I did not think about. Because now we just play Vayne, and then we just attack next turn,
Walk among us, masquerading as men.
and go from there. I'm attacking with everything.
Pure blood bolt.
I'm attacking with everything, even if the opponent can actually get favorable trades. Like, I'm actually just attacking with everything here. Because what we can do is that we can tumble and have the Condemn. Opponent's already at 6. They have to deal with this tumble here. So they have to deal with this tumble on the Faithful Wolf Dog. Otherwise, okay, if you summon Rumble, Rumble doesn't do anything.
Here comes a new challenger.
What about we do this? What about we kill the Vayne, right? So we can kill this Vayne. Then we can tumble. Equipping the Shepherd's Authority one more time. Heck, we can actually do it on the Vayne. This is presenting lethal, and the opponent has to block with Rumble now. So by putting on the Vayne, the opponent has to block with Rumble. And we have a second Vayne that I don't care if the opponent is able to block this. Like, they have to literally block with Rumble or they lose the game. That's pretty good. So we just got a Rumble for free, which the opponent got from the charge, which means that I don't think they have another Rumble in their hand. Okay, Tumble is pretty nuts. The fact that Tumble lets you equip is actually so nuts. That's actually so nuts. Now what? Vayne again?
Lurk in Demasia's every shadow.
Let's go Fireth. Maybe we get the Scout weapon here. No, we don't get the Scout. But yeah, I think that this game is already over. You lost Rumble, you lost the first Vayne, you lost the first Rumble, and we still have access to Repose. We still have access to the Prismatic Barrier.
Work is never done.
Oh, ay. Vayne. GG's. Hey everyone, welcome back. hope you enjoy those games. You see what I'm talking about with this deck? Just kind of putting a lot of pressure on the opponents, especially on the Seraphine decks, just because of how big your units can get, right? Usually, I think Harpy by herself can kind of win us a lot of matchups against like Seraphine decks, but the Darking Ages being able to give us tough also puts in a lot of work, right? And obviously, Vayne. Vayne and the tumble that she gets just makes a big difference on how much pressure you can put, especially if you're going against anything that's not Noxus. Then you have to go about Flux and stuff, right? So honestly, if you go against like Seraphine Ionia, you should be able to use Sword them more because of this deck. And even against Seraphine Noxus, as you saw against this match against Quacko, it can be pretty good as well. In terms of mulligan, really, I want to get Vayne, right? So Vayne is literally the key unit that I want in this deck. The games that I do have Vayne early on are a lot different than the ones that I don't have her. So I'm trying to hard mulligan for Vayne, while also sometimes keeping some early units, right? So Hookmaster, Jax are both good units to keep, and so is the Steadfast Elkin, especially if you really have another equipment or a Weapon Master to actually be able to give this stuff right away on turn 2. I still think Vayne is what you want to focus on. If you already have Vayne in your hand, then that's when you want to keep some of these other units. However, you also don't want to end up with a hand with like really expensive units or really expensive spells. So even if you don't have Vayne, maybe you do want to keep at least one Elkin and one Hookmaster or one Jax, and then just mulligan the rest of your 3 cards. So that's kind of what I would suggest for in terms of mulligan. But anyways, enough about that. This deck feels pretty good. So hopefully you try it out and have some success with it. If you like this video and our content, please make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, where we stream 2-3 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.